Now to some major fallout from a major banking merger. A number of Fifth Third and Comerica Bank branches will soon close in our area. The merger between the two banks went through in February this year as the new unified company becomes the 9th largest bank in the U.S. 5 local branches will close. 75 branches will close across Michigan in total. Locally, 3 Comerica locations, one in Jackson off of North Jackson Street and 2 in Lansing, one on West Saginaw Highway and the other off of North Clippard Street will close. And 2 Fifth Third branches are closing as well, one on Okemos Road in Okemos and one on East Grand River in Howell. The merged bank will keep operating under the Fifth Third brand.